Hello Eurovision fans, thank you so much for coming to my channel Eurovision Histories for this, my video trying to predict the televote winner of Eurovision 2025. I already did this for the juries, so check that out if you haven't yet. And in this video I'll do something very similar. We'll look at the last 5 editions of Eurovision and which entries came top 5 in the televote. And through that we're going to try to find the aspects and the things that the televoters really love in a Eurovision song and why they vote for these entries. And then having that in mind, we'll try to predict the country that will win the televote this year. I'll give you my 5 most probable televote winners, and then also some more countries that will do well, might do well, and will probably do better than people are expecting them to. The televote is quite different from the jury vote in that you cannot vote against an entry. So a jury member that really hates an entry can put it last in their ranking and thus make sure that it doesn't get as many points in the jury vote. However, if in a country 5% really love the entry and 95% absolutely despise it, the 5% can vote for it many, many times and thus ensure that it gets the 12 points, whereas the 95% would have to agree on another song to vote for, which doesn't happen because there are millions of people in different living rooms and Eurovision viewing parties and so on. So the televote is a lot more influenced by fan bases, by people wanting to really help the entry that they like a lot. And that might explain a few differences between jury and televote over the years. Let's look at the last 5 editions. In 2019, the televote winner were Kano from Norway. For me, quite surprising on the night, a fun pop song, quite catchy, with English lyrics, but also with traditional elements to it. And we will see that the televoters really like traditional elements a lot more than the juries do, at least. However, in second place, we see a ballad, Duncan Lawrence for the Netherlands. And you can see here that the televoters don't really have a genre that they prefer to any other genre. They do vote for ballads, they vote for national language songs, for songs with traditional elements, so it's a lot less predictable than when you look at the juries. Because in third place also we have Mahmoud with an urban Italian hip-hop inspired pop song. In fourth place another ballad, Sege Lazare for Russia. And in fifth place a well-performed and choreographed song from Switzerland, Luca Heni. And we will see that the televoters really like a good choreography as well, and a big and loud staging, which you can see here. Televote winners in 2021 were Måneskin with their big rock song with all of this energy they brought onto the stage. And I think especially coming out of the pandemic, people really loved to have the energy and feel the energy that they brought to the stage, and thus gave them a lot of votes. But so did Ukraine with Shum, 267 points, as you can see there. A great song, very traditional, a very specific style of singing that the juries really didn't like and gave this very low points. I still can't believe that they didn't realize what a great song this is. And then with this very impactful ending, with the tempo getting faster and faster, I think a lot of people fell in love with that as well. Then in third place, we have Barbara Pravi, again, a ballad in French. So it doesn't mean, sometimes you hear people say, oh, the televoters, they like fun entries, joke entries, big staging, sexy performances. But Voila by Barbara Pravi was just good, and the televoters know what is good as well. In fourth place, another rock song by Blind Channel for Finland. And in fifth place, a fun but also well-performed pop song by Daði Freyr for Iceland. 2022 was a special year, of course. Ukraine won with a huge televote, but you also see that the televoters react to the outside world a lot more than the juries are. However, Kalush also had a great song with traditional elements. Same thing for Moldova with Trenule Tul. I just listened to it again, and it is just such a fun song. But this was helped a lot by the running order. They were surrounded by a lot of ballads in the second half of the show, and so this was like a breath of fresh air. And for the televoters, the running order is also a lot more important than for the juries as well. Then in third place, I said televoters love a good choreography, and Chanel had a good catchy song as well, so she got a lot of points from the televoters. And you also see that they don't really discriminate against certain countries. Spain didn't have a great track record, but still they came third in the televote because they had one of the best performances, which is cool. In fourth place, a very artsy performance by Conducta, again in the national language. So televoters just love a good performance. They don't care which genre it is, which language it is in. And in fifth place, you have Sam Ryder with a good and catchy pop song. And here, again, 2023, Carrier won for Finland. Very over-the-top, crazy performance, but a great song and a big genre shift within the song, and people really love that, as you can see. However, they also loved Sweden and Loreen, so a lot of times we talk about the jury stole it from Carrier, and they kind of did, but the televoters also love Tattoo a lot, and they love a good and well-staged, slick pop song. They also loved Alessandra from Norway, kind of the same thing, and this was also quite viral on TikTok that year. In fourth place, you have Tworci, getting a lot of points for a R&B cool performance, and it probably helped that they were representing Ukraine. And then in fifth place, again, a well-performed, choreographed song by Nora Kirel for Israel. And then last year, quite a special year, obviously. You had Baby Lasagna get a lot of televotes. People really loved his rocky performance with a message. He was such a charismatic performer as well, and convinced a lot of people to vote for it. Israel in second place with a well-performed ballad, but outside influences also played a role, obviously, here. Ukraine in third place, and you notice since the beginning of the war in Ukraine, they have been top 5 in the televote every single year, the year before as well, with Shum. But also a very well-performed ballad with hip-hop elements as well, and these two ladies just performed the hell out of it. In fourth place, again, a French ballad, so again, doesn't have to be a crazy over-the-top song. It can be a ballad that is just emotional and touching to people as well. And in fifth place, we have the eventual winner, Nemo, with an incredible stage performance, vocal performance as well, and the viewers also recognized that. So if we bring all of this together, we could say, this is very generalized of course, but televoters usually like loud, entertaining stagings. We have Baby Lasagna, Carrier, Måneskin, and Goa as examples for that. They do like traditional elements, at least a lot more than the juries do. Alyona and Jerry Heil, Kalush, Goa, Stopsy Stoop, and Kano all had that and all did really, really well in the televote. Well-performed pop songs with a good choreo from Nemo to Loreen, Noah Kirel, and Luca Henny. All of these fit that description. And the televoters don't really care about the language that this loud, entertaining staging or the song with traditional elements or the well-performed pop song is performed in. They go for all kinds of languages. They went for a song in Finnish. They went for a song in Ukrainian. So anything is possible with them. They're a lot less, let's say, discriminatory against certain languages than the juries are. Now, having all of that in mind, which are the 5 entries this year that I would think fit this description quite well? When we look at songs that have traditional elements and that are engaging, have good performers, I think Germ by Škotra Elektronika might be the one that fits that bill the most. The Shum of this year, in a way, it's a very melodious song. The main singer, Beatrice, is very, very charismatic and can draw people in and convince them to vote for it. There's this clapping element to the song that reminds me a bit of Constructa, who did really well in the televote as well. So there's this interactive aspect to it all. The main part that I'm not sure about is the male part of this song that might turn a few people off. But I think if a traditional song with traditional elements at least will win the televote, it will probably be this one or one other that will come up in a minute. Then I also have Tommy Cash with Espresso Macchiato. If you've seen my top 37 video, you know that I'm not a huge fan of this song. However, objectively, this is incredibly catchy. A lot of people will have that as an earworm when they pick up the phone to vote for their favorite. It is incredibly fun and a very out there staging, so it fits that bill as well, and a lot of people will be drawn into it by this crazy performance. He says that there will be Italian grandmothers on the stage, so he will probably come up with something even better than during the national final, and it just is a fun performance with a very, very, very catchy song, and that is why, according to me, it might be a potential televote winner. This one, the main question is whether more conservative countries will really go for this, but I do think that they will. She is a very engaging performer, Erika Wigman is, and the song is just incredibly catchy. It's a very good composition when you really only look at the music as well. This call and response between her and the choir, the tempo change at the end reminds me a bit of Schum as well, and will just be this moment that the song ends and people will remember what the song was and what it was about. This will get lots of televotes from a lot of places. The vocals have to be a bit better maybe, even though the televoters don't really care about it, but this is definitely, I think, a potential televote winner. Then I have Yuval Raphael New Day Will Rise for Israel. This is mostly based on what happened last year, Hurricane getting such a huge televote, only beaten by Baby Lasagna by a few points. And this is a very similar song, very similar situation as well. Her backstory will probably be talked about by the commentators and in the media before the final. So people will have this song on their mind when they watch the final. And compared to last year, we don't really have a Baby Lasagna this year. Maybe the next song I will talk about, but that might then be enough for Israel to actually take the televote this year. This might be a fallacy because people after Kalush got such a huge televote in 2022 thought in 2023 they would as well. And they did get a big televote, but not a huge televote. It's hard to predict, but we shall see what happens. But it's definitely a possibility that Israel wins the televote. However, the song, and I'm sticking with this, that is the most probable televote winner for me is Kai with Bara Bara Bastu. Many reasons for that. Number one, it is a very fun entry, but it's also well performed. It is kind of choreographed. It makes you laugh. This is the kind of song that people that are at a viewing party can get into, but also people watching at home alone can be engaged with, I do believe. It has traditional elements, which the televoters like. It has national language element. Well, it is in a national language in Swedish and also partly in Finnish, and the televoters usually like that. It has this fun disco ending as well that will keep it memorable. And the fact that this is just a fun entry, but it's not ridiculous, it's not crass, like some of the others we've talked about, might help this even more. It's very family friendly. It can appeal to a lot of different demographics as well. The only thing I'm not sure about is whether Southern Europe will really get this. I think Northern and Central Europe will love this, but sometimes there's a bit of a split between North and South with certain songs, and that might happen here. However, I don't think it will be too important, this split, and in the end, Kai will be the televote winners of 2025. Then some other countries that also might do well. Malta, it is viral on TikTok. It will be talked about in the media before the contest as well. And it is an engaging and fun, catchy performance. I cannot see it win the televote outright because there are other fun entries as well. But Malta might do quite well. I think Iceland will do a lot better than people are expecting because they are just so fun and energetic. They will not get a huge jury vote, maybe no jury votes at all, but they might get a pretty healthy televote in the end. I think San Marino might be one of these songs if it is staged well, and I've heard that they might be changing the staging. This could do incredibly well because it's catchy, it sounds modern as well, and if they have a good staging, maybe also with Italian grandmas or something, that might work. It won't win the televote, but it can do quite well. I also think that the Netherlands is the kind of song that could be the compromise winner of the year, do well with the juries, but also well with the televoters. It's very Stromae, it's quite radio friendly. The French in it is quite easy to understand, so it's not a big challenge for a lot of people to understand what the song is about. He's a very engaging performer, and so I could see the Netherlands do quite well. Ukraine will probably do well as well. It is a rock song, and the televoters like rock. They also like the white voice singing in Shum, so they might like it here as well. And obviously, Ukraine always has a bit of an advantage. And then last but not least, we saw Barbara Pravi and Sleveman get a huge televote. Not just the juries loved this, so I think that Maman, if it gets the right staging and strikes a chord with people, reminding them of their own personal struggles, this could really work and do really well in the televote. Michael Schulte singing about his dad, losing his dad, also got a very healthy televote. So I think France might do well as well and might be the highest ballot of the year in the televote. That is my prediction. If you disagree with it, that is fine. Do comment who you think will win, who you think will do better than you expected them to. And then please subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss any of my future videos. I will do a prediction who will be the overall winner. There are lots of fun things coming your way the next couple of weeks until the final of Eurovision 2025. So if you want to spend that with us in this little community, do subscribe, and then I'll see you for my next video. See you then, and bye-bye.